Hey guys, Connor here. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between the 7140 1999 X-Wing and the 75301 2022 X-Wing. Let's hop right into it. Some general info about pricing. The 7140 1999 X-Wing originally retailed for $30, which in today's money is around $48, whereas the 75301 2022 X-Wing does retail for $50. So there is that quite a big difference in price between the two sets. The first thing that we're going to be comparing is the minifigures between the two sets. In the 7140 set, going left to right, we have Biggs, Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, and a Rebel Worker. Taking a look at Biggs and Luke here, you can see that they have the same torso print as well as the same leg and arm print. Neither of the figures have back torso prints. The only real difference between these two minifigs is going to be the heads and the helmets. Now taking a look at R2-D2, you can see that while he does have some good prints, the print on the top half of him is slightly high versus in the 2022 where it is much lower and bigger. Taking a look at our last minifigure for this set, we have a Rebel Worker here who looks a bit funky. He does have a really long hat. If you take his hat off, I think the most interesting part about this figure is definitely his face. Now we're going to be taking a look at the 75301 2022 X-Wing that has 2 minifigs instead of 4 in Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. First, taking a look at Luke here, you can see a much more detailed print with a nice torso print, nice waist print, and leg printing as well. And he does have back printing, although I guess one of the downsides would be you can actually see the second head that Luke has through the helmet. Now taking a look at R2-D2, you can tell that it does have a much more detailed and accurate looking print than the 1999 version. Taking a look at the build here, this X-Wing does come with one additional build in what looks to be a transport for that Rebel Worker. Now taking a look just at the X-Wing, you can see that this one is actually in gray versus all the other ones nowadays that are in white. Some cool features about this set are the storage compartments, and you have one in the end of the X-Wing here, in the front end, and then if you take a look at the back end here, you actually have one that you can store the lightsaber in right here in the back. One of the only downsides to this build, aside from the fact that it's in gray, is that they did not block off this area in between the edges of the wings and the middle where R2-D2 sits, so you can kind of see him from pretty much every angle here. Now taking a look at the 75301 2022 X-Wing, you can see that this one is much more refined. It's quite a bit bigger in the wingspan and the length of it, and it is in white, unlike the 1999 version that is only in gray. Now, one of the downsides of this set is that it does not have any storage compartments, so as you can see, I kind of just have Luke's lightsaber sitting up here in the top in this little compartment, but if you turn it upside down, it just falls right out. So, and unlike in the 1999 version of the X-Wing, this one actually does have tiled off pieces in between where R2-D2 and the wing sit, so he's really only just poking out the top there. Now taking a look at our last category, which is playability, this X-Wing right here, in my opinion, is much better than the 1999 version because, as we'll see in a minute, all these pieces are really in here. The thrusters are held in by some Technic pieces. The wings, when you open one, you open all of them, as you can see, which is really nice due to this Technic part in the middle right here. So that's really nice. One of the downsides that I guess both of them have is when you look at the landing gear, if I just take this lightsaber out so it doesn't fall out, when you take a look at the landing gear is permanent. It does not fold up or go anywhere, which I guess is one of the downsides. Now, taking a look at playability on the 1999 7140 set, it does have some playability, but just like the 2022 version, the landing gear is permanent. This one does have a bit bigger landing gear. It really doesn't hide away that much. It's not very subtle, especially the one in the back, and this one in the front is just very, very long. As well as, when you're taking a look at playability, these back thrusters right here, they're only held on by just 4 pieces, so if you just tap them sometimes, they can just come off. It would have been helpful if you had some Technic pieces going to connect those to the thrusters, but you can only get so much from a 1999 set. Now, another downside for playability is these wings only go up one at a time because they're held on by these pieces in the middle. So you have to move each wing individually to get it to go from attack mode to regular mode. Another weird playability feature of the 1999 X-Wing is how deep this pilot cockpit is. It's quite a bit deep. It is 3 pieces deep, which is kind of crazy to think about. To even get Luke in, you have to take him and you have to put him all the way up. And unlike in new sets where you have to put his arms forward, this Luke actually has to have his arms down in order to kind of fit all the way in there, as you can see. But once he's in there, you can put the cockpit down, snap it in, and he's nice and snug in there, and he does look pretty good. Now, taking one final look at these, for me, the winner would kind of have to be a split decision. For the 1999 version, I really like the displayability of it and the fact that it comes with 4 minifigs, and also it just has that really old retro nostalgic feeling to it. However, if you were buying this for a kid or something, I would say that the 2022 version is much more practical and has much better playability functions than the 1999 version. So let me know which one of these two you guys would rather pick up. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe, and if you want to see any of the other videos that I've made, click them now.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me